I just like the sound of it.
You are watching Green Links World Entertainment. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you will be tuned in when we go live.
Is it the wrong time? Yeah, 50, like, man, you know, your brokenness is hurting everybody. You wanna lash out on everybody else because your life was
different because I'm integrating spirit in the midst of the conversation.
Why do you think, Dr. Candace, so many people are hesitant? And I don't want to say so many people. Why do you think that people are hesitant to venture down this lane of healing? For some people,
and then it's like now I'm not my best self because I'm burdened by everything that's going on around. It's like now it's like it's a sense of freedom when you really get to a point where it's like now you can really help them. Now you really moving. Now you really getting your stuff together by focusing on you and getting right and doing what everybody got a gift and got a purpose here on the planet. Like,
I tell you 3 times like a trilogy. Eating up his word and give me energy. Tell the filthy devil get up off of me. Saying you gotta pay.
Hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Vette Green, coming to you live here on the Vette Green Show. We have a very special Saturday. Oh, I can edit the post and make it live, I hope. Yeah, I'm still not figuring out why this is not allowing me to go live on Facebook. So if you are on Facebook with me, please let me know so I know that this is actually working, because it does not seem to be. So I'm going to share it to some groups just to make sure, everybody, as y'all are coming on in the room, let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know how you are doing mentally from 1 to 10. Today, I am coming in at a strong 9, y'all. I'm feeling very, very good in the neighborhood. I love what it is that I am doing up here. I love having conversations with people. So if you want to join the conversation, make sure you put some comments down in the chat so I can answer them, or we can have a discussion, because there's things that I may have missed that's going on in the media. Okay. So I just want to first off say, give my condolences to Reverend Jesse Jackson and his family. Y'all, let me, Lord, okay, y'all. I am trying to get out of here. Anywho, everybody, I was trying to post that reel, but rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. I know there's a lot of people who may not feel the same sentiments. I know that when I had saw, well, first off, you know what, y'all, let me just tell you what Reverend Jesse Jackson meant to me. Because the negativity is really, you know, I feel that the space that he created and what he did while he was here allowed us to see, at least for me, I talk about seeing representation. Well, seeing Reverend Jesse Jackson run for presidency, not once, but twice, that helped me understand or overstand that you too can be president of this United States. That helped me realize that it doesn't matter what color your skin is, you too can be the president of the United States. Not only that, he fought to make sure that our rights were that we got the correct rights, y'all. I followed him on social media as well, and I do believe in keeping hope alive, because that's something that we need to do. We need to keep hope alive, especially because none of us know what's going to happen, right? All we can do is continue on with our lives, make sure that, you know, we're able to take care of ourselves, and know that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because I know whom I belong to. And I hope that you all do know whom you belong to. And for me, the Reverend Jesse Jackson allowed me to dream big. what he created, that space that he created, allowed me to overstand, y'all, that man, we can be anything we put our minds to, as long as we put the work in. So, and it's the work that we're doing right now. So let me make sure, if you are tuning in from Facebook, y'all, let me know below. I really want to make sure that, oh, you know what, I know how I can change this to make sure that I can do it. Anyhow, y'all, we're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about Tyra Banks, that documentary that's out on Netflix right now. I started watching it last night. I know there's some controversy about how she handled some things. Oh, it is live. Yay. It is live. It is live. It is live. All right. Grand Rising, everybody. Just give me a moment. I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that people are tuning in. So Grand Rising, everybody. All right, everybody. So yeah, like this thing with Tyra Banks is, y'all, you know, when we hear about people being mean, especially women, right? Women in the industry, most of the industries that we are working in is heavily, heavily male driven, right? And I'm not saying that Tyra may not have done some of the things that they are insinuating, but I do also know that when you go into a space that like Tyra was in, she was in modeling. She was still is one of the most beautiful models that have been out there. But what she was facing, y'all, is the fact that there were no people looking like us walking those runways and getting on these covers. You know, Tyra not only gained success while modeling, she was able to create a platform, America's Next Top Model. And let me get into my notes here. You know, and some people may not have agreed with how she was doing things. And maybe she did have to be a bit mean. Yeah, I just want us to think larger, right? Because it's easy to say, oh, she was a witch. She did this, that, and the other. But what was she facing? That's what I'm thinking about. What was she facing? Let me turn this light on, y'all, because I totally forgot to. Oh, is it plugged in? Oh, I don't think it's plugged in. Anywho. Yeah, I just think about the things that she was facing. And then the fallout with her and Miss J. Now that took me by surprise. So one of the biggest emotional moments in the documentary actually comes from Miss J, because Miss J had suffered a major stroke in 2022 and was in a 5-week coma, y'all. Y'all remember Miss J? I did not realize Miss J is like 6'5", y'all, 6'4". Like, she is tall and beautiful. Anyway, she's been rebuilding her speech and mobility ever since. And in the documentary, he talks about Tyra had not visited him in person since his stroke, though she did send texts. Now, I am a person who I am very much an introvert, right? And I think she should have gone to visit Miss J. What they portrayed online for us, the chemistry they had, and the way they worked so well, the relationship that they had together. I thought that they were really, really good friends, but apparently she didn't go visit him. Now, she may have her reasons, which we don't know. You know, we're just in this group chat right now, based on what Miss J said. Tyra may have been going through some things herself. I don't know, y'all. But would you have gone to visit your friend, someone that you had worked with who had suffered a major stroke, and now all of a sudden they're in a coma, a 5-week coma at that? I would have gone to visit my friend. Inquiring minds do want to know because we're nosy. So that admission has drawn a ton of social media criticism, of course, because they're public figures. And the question has arose, why didn't she go visit Miss J? And they're also criticizing Tyra for not being more present. I mean, we all have our own reasons, right? And two things can be right at the same time. Tyra may have been going through some things, and that's why she didn't visit. Is that really an excuse? I don't know. I guess it's the gravity of how what she may have been going through. I don't know, but I know that that is something that is hurtful, especially if you are supposed to be really good friends or even really good coworkers. When you're working with someone, you develop a family. Yeah, I talk about the work family. I had work family that I was very, very close to, and if something had gone wrong with them, it's like something's going wrong with the family. But I'm not them, so I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. Moving on, so many former contestants and other judges highlighted how supportive Nigel Barker and Jay Manuel were during Mrs. J recovery, stepping in emotionally in ways Tyra apparently didn't. So even some of the people that she worked with, they're upset. They're upset. Um, this documentary doesn't just revisit the old episodes. What it's doing, y'all, is re-evaluating Tyra's legacy. Now, what's challenging, y'all, that I'm like, dang, they want to put a stain on her legacy or make it seem like she didn't do what she had done. Like she built that platform. She made America's Top Model into something where you didn't have to be what they portrayed as being a model. Remember back in the days, you had to be like pencil thin, 99 pounds. I may be exaggerating, over 5'5", just to become a model. They wanted you sickly thin. Why? I don't understand, because some of y'all thickens be looking good in them clothes, okay? The clothes, some people make the clothes. So why they had models that thin, I don't know. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. But they did. And some of the former contestants are being openly critical, y'all, of her apology moments and how the show treated them with responses trending on social media. Now, I don't know if y'all been following, but some people are really mad. And they also, I saw a interview with Takara. Remember, she was one of the first uh, Black female models that was also plus size. When Takara got that doggone contract with Ashley Stewart, it was everything. And I feel like it changed the way we viewed modeling, because now it was accepting of people who may have a few pounds on their skin, on their body, on their bones, like myself, right? They were starting to accept that, because at one point, models all look the same. You had to be like pencil thin. They and many times, if you ever done any research or heard about careers of modeling, sometimes they have eating disorders, everyone. So um yeah, there's a lot that comes with that. And people are saying that maybe Tyra wasn't as supportive. A few of the voices have defended Tyra, saying that she broke barriers for diversity, which she did. She broke barriers. She made it where those pounds that they didn't want on you can now walk down the runway looking good. Okay, looking good. Sometimes, y'all, because I love fashion. I love fashion. Sometimes when I'm looking at some of these outfits, I'd be like, man, if you would have put like a thicken in that outfit, it would have made it look so much better. So much better. Some of the clothes, the way they hang on people, and I really don't even understand why they wanted them pencil thick. I guess it's something that I could look into. But sometimes, y'all, um, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Um, yeah, yeah, but some of them are defending Tyra, saying that she broke barriers again, which she did in modeling and reality TV. Okay, but even supporters acknowledged that the show did have some problematic moments. Right now, social media is buzzing with debates about whether Tyra should have shown up for Miss J or not. I'm saying that she should have. I feel that she should have. You know, and is it our business to, I mean, we're in the business because now we're in the group chat, but she doesn't owe us an explanation. I feel like if she, you know, if Miss J is not absorbing or willing to accept what it is that, you know, her apology, then yeah. So the name of the docu-series is Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model. We started watching it last night. Um, the doc features, and I'm reading this from cosmopolitan.com. The docu-series features panelists like Nigel Barker, remember Nigel? Jay Manuel and Miss J. Alexander. Now, what I was surprised about watching the documentary is that even Jay Manuel was hadn't spoken to Tyra in a while. Now I don't know what's going on with Tyra. I know some things came up with the Epstein files, and they're saying that she. Let me just. Oh, wait a minute. I just want to make sure, y'all, before because I know I read something about that this morning. I don't want to just talk. Um, So right now, Tyra has not been publicly identified in any confirmed Epstein court documents, but she has been known to attend some of the same industry events, photographed in the same social circles, and had indirect connections. Now remember, she was one of the creators of America's Top Models, and apparently, uh, I don't want to get into Epstein, y'all. I don't. Because that is just the dark part of what's going on in this world. And what was being done, is a travesty. It truly is. It makes me sad because the lack of financial security can literally change the course of your life. And I'm sure that um, a lot of those young girls were thinking of their future when they were told that, oh, I can help you be a model, and then come to find out that wasn't a part of the plan. Yeah, that's what Big Mike said. That's what's going on in the industry. Yeah, and it's been going on for years, y'all. It seems like now, and Big Mike, you can tap in on this because I know you're very familiar with it. It seems like now this is the year of disclosure where everything is going to be out in the open. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about some of the people that we've idolized, some of the people that we've grown to love, their crafts, whatever it is that they bring into this world, we've come to love that. How do you feel about these things that are being uncovered about some of our famous stars? For me, it is preparing me for, okay, they're just regular schmegular people, just like you and I. Their stardom makes them seem just huge and untouchable, but they're really at the root of it, they are really just regular schmegular people. Big Mike said, all right, so if you went to go and see and you met someone and that someone was who you needed to move up in the world. Yeah, that director's couch was real. I remember when I was a young girl, I think it was Jackie Collins had written a book, and she talked about it. It wasn't a real book. I mean, it wasn't reality, but in the book, she portrayed people coming to California to chase their dream, just like people go up to the city to chase their dream, and sometimes they're met with people who do not mean them any good. And the naivety that many of us have when we're very young actually kind of traps them, because now these people come and, oh, I can help you become a model, and oh, I'll save your life, and you may have just gotten dropped off by the doggone Greyhound and you only have $350 in your pocket, and here you have someone telling you that they can change your entire life. Yeah, it's sad. And I think that there is more to it. And I do think that a lot of what's going on in the news is truly to keep us from talking about these Epstein files. And I don't even know, because you know what, y'all? A lot of times when we say that word, we we get shadow banned. So some of these, I don't know if y'all Googled some of the names or went on to the document and saw some of the names. Jay-Z is definitely on there. We talked about that about a week ago. How do y'all feel knowing that some of the people, again, that we have grown to love may not be what this social media and television has portrayed it to be? I think for people that's coming on now and trying to be a creative, um, that we can use those as examples. Big Mike said, but if you want it, that prestige, and you had no money, just like old world currency, what did you do? What did you use to pay for it? And that's the thing. Like X work was being used a lot in a lot of cases, and these young women were being trapped. This world, y'all. I do have a few. Let me go in here. Now, I was scrolling on social media, and thank you to everyone who has sent me some things to talk about on the show. So I was scrolling through social media, and I want to open up this conversation and ask you, how do you, if you've ever dated someone or you've ever hung around people that were not raised like you, how do you handle that? How do you handle when you are dating or you are around someone who may not necessarily have been raised like you? So I want to play this video. Let me go ahead and get out of here. My computer's running a little slow as well, y'all. Let me go ahead and present because I want to play this video for y'all. Okay, let me go ahead and play this.
If you hang around someone who wasn't raised like you're gonna always have to explain why you're not finna do something, why you're not about to go there, who's over there, well, okay, well, what time is it gonna end, what time is it gonna start? Like, living with restrictions, and not even living with restrictions, but growing up with guidelines will make you, it makes you a more like aware adult in a sense. And I've realized that a lot of these adults were just children who grew up with no guidelines, so now they're adults who definitely have no guidelines. And you'll just save yourself so much energy and words by not hanging out with people who weren't raised like you. Period. Point.
Well, what are your thoughts on that?
And Blake, like the people who were raised like me, we have a ball. I don't ever have to over explain myself. I don't ever have to do too much. But it's always the people who I wasn't, who it's evident like, yeah, we weren't raised the same. Those are the ones I always got to over explain myself with. And it's like, yeah, you got to get up off my time because you're annoying.
So let's open up the discussion. If you are watching live with me now, or if you are watching the replay, let's open up the discussion. How do you handle relationships? And I'm talking about any type of relationship, friendship included, when they were not raised like you. This is such a great conversation. I was just talking about this because what I found, and I'm going to just say friendship and dating, it can be tough when you were raised a certain way and the other person was raised quite differently. So for instance, there is a world where some people can't just go and open up their refrigerator and grab something out of there. I was raised, and by the weight on my bones, you can tell that if I was hungry, you go into the refrigerator and get it, but that's not everybody's life. Some people literally cannot go in and just grab anything. Family. I am very, very close with my family, my kids. I probably have about 25 phone calls just from family alone a day. Other people may not even be close with their family members, and they wouldn't be able to understand, the relationship that I have with my family. So that would be tough. If you are very close with your family and then someone that you are dating is not, like, their family is just like obsolete. They may scam, or they may not. Or even even being raised with different morals and standards and culture, how do you deal with that? Do you just give up, or do you say, okay, I can work with this and try, you know, I'm gonna, I think, y'all, that as far as dating, I always look at this. Is this something that I would not want to live with in 20 years? That's what I look at when people are raised different. And I think it's a little tough. It's tough navigating those friendships and relationships when people are not raised the same way, because you do find yourself explaining or over explaining why you may do certain things, or why you're getting, getting up with your family, every other week, or why is somebody calling you 20 times a day. If you don't have that, you may not overstand it. So I thought that was really um, a really good discussion to have. And if you are watching this in the replay, let me know your thoughts below. The other thing I wanted to play, y'all, okay? Now, y'all, I just turned 50, right? So me and hip hop are like literally the same age. So the music that I listen to does include hip hop, rap, and stuff. Like I'm a 90s. Listen, I was a teenager in the 90s. I'm a 70s baby. So heck yeah, I'm gonna rap. I'm gonna listen to the rap and stuff. At 50, it makes no difference. So I want to play this video of this gentleman who was explaining, like, listen, I'm a hip hop baby. We are the first generation hip hop babies. So I'm gonna listen to my music. So let me know what are your thoughts below. Let me go ahead and play this. Let me hang on one second, y'all. I gotta start it over because sometimes. Am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing. Okay, let me share. All right, let me share my screen, y'all, so we can get in this discussion. All right. I hate that it comes on without the
Of hip hop babies. We were born into this shit. So like all we know is graph, b-boying, DJing, MCing. Like that's carry ourselves a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way. That's who we are. Same with like our parents. My parents still rock with the stuff from their generation. They're not being criticized for it. People still rocking with the Who, Led Zeppelin, stuff from the 60s, 70s. They're not being criticized for it, but in hip hop, you criticize for like, this is who we are. So we're the first generation of hip hop babies, the first generation of hip hop grandparents. So we are gonna be different. We're gonna be live and fly as fuck. Like we setting the trend. We the first ill, super dope, old heads. Because we came up in hip hop, man. That's what it is.
period. What are y'all thoughts on that? Because I know a lot of people may be looking crazy at people my age and above who, listen, we were raised, like literally, we were raised listening to hip hop. I remember being a young girl listening to NWA. It was the best thing ever, listening to the stories that they had to tell. Queen Latifah, shoot, Dougie Fresh, all of them. Like, we grew up on that music. We aren't going to stop just because our age is getting older. We're going to keep listening to it. I was just listening to who just came out with a new song. I can't play it, but I can let you know what the name of the song is because I put it in my playlist. Oh, excuse me, I'm just a bourbon of a storm here. Yeah, when it dropped, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm about to listen to it. Let some rap music drop, and I like it. Y'all see how I've been jamming to Conway the Machine? Yeah, I enjoy hip hop and rap. Don't hate me because, listen, y'all, it's what we grew up listening to. It's what we grew up listening to. Okay, what is the name of that song? It just came out too. I can't think of it. But Girl Get Up by Doechii and SZA, one of my favorite songs right now. One of my favorite songs. So what are y'all thoughts? Do you think that when you become a certain age that you need to stop listening to certain music? Big Mike said, I still listen to Sugar Hill Gang. Okay. Right. Like, we grew up listening to this type of music. We grew up listening to it, but some people, I guess, have a problem with it. Well, that is not my business. It's not our business if they have a problem with it, y'all. Not at all. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about, y'all, what is going on with Glorilla? Like, what is going on here? I don't get it. What are y'all thoughts? Do y'all think that this sister deserves anything? I'm going to try and find the video. I wasn't logged into anything. Oh, let me see. Oh, maybe I am getting logged in. So what are y'all thoughts? I mean, she has been out here just, for me, my personal opinion, y'all, is that if entitled is in a dictionary, that sister needs to be, a picture of her needs to be in that dictionary. Real talk. I just don't get how you can. What do you want from her? Is she supposed to take care of you and you not do anything? That's my question. What do y'all think Glorilla sister wants from her? There's a line that Conway has in his album, and he talks about basically, I can teach you how to do it. I'm not just gonna give you anything. Let me teach you. So my question is, are y'all looking for a handout and y'all just want to sit on your butt? I was watching an interview that she did last night, and the interviewer asked her point blank, like, what is it that you want? What do you expect from her? What do you expect from your sister? I don't understand how people can be that entitled. Like, entitled for what? And basically the only thing she can say is that because we slept on the floor together with the roaches and rats. That's the only thing that she can say. How about, and then she's working at FedEx. Okay. FedEx may not be the best job, but it's an income. So what are you doing? What are you doing? And what do you expect? I'm going to see if I can find a thing where she was just ranting and raving, because yeah, and Glorilla did snap back too. Like, he was talking about she was talking about she wanted $2,500. Y'all, I'm gonna send this to myself. And then another sister came out. Like, there's two of them that came out, y'all. There's two of them that came out with this mess. So let's just listen to the audio.
Real funny. She been acting real shiesty, real bougie. She got Hollywood real quick. Man, that stuff real. When people say, "Oh, people money change you," when you get on, when you make it in Hollywood, people change. Man, I didn't really understand that until I experienced it myself with my sister Glorilla. Okay, I didn't understand that. I was thinking to myself, man, my sister, sure, once she get on, you feel me? She making it with her rap music. Cool, I'm happy for her. You feel me? I was happy for my sister. Like, she making it, she doing shows, putting all her money into her studio recording. She would come over my house. You feel me? When the kids, all my siblings, would run away from home because, you feel me?
All right, y'all. That's the one sibling, and then it's the other sibling that has been going viral. Now, Glorilla did respond.
She talking about she sent my mama $1,300. Baby, you almost $1,200 already. What's up, mom? Hello? Yeah, mom. Toya said she sent you $1,300 today. Well, how much money did she owe you already? Did she borrow? Toya owed me $1,200. She already owed you $1,200, right? That she be borrowing every chance she gives.
This just sickens me, y'all, because the family is literally out here fighting. I'm gonna play one more video. And this is this guy.
I just sold my mama $1,300. Now, it's how honest I am. Did I owe it to her? Yes. Okay, I owed her 12. I sold her 13. You go look tip. I owed it to her. Okay, who gives a fuck? I owed her $1,300.
Y'all, let's open up the conversation. What are your thoughts on what's going on with Glorilla and her family. At this point, if I was Glorilla, I would probably just write her off because you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. Now, if you thought you weren't getting anything, you really aren't going to get anything. I don't feel as if this young woman is entitled to do anything. Now, should she help her mom and dad out? I would say so, yes, because that's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would give my siblings some money, make sure that their clothes were all right. They wouldn't have Louis Vuitton and all of that. Why? If you want that, you work for it. I'm going to give you the basics, the necessities. Make sure you have food to eat, a roof over your head, and clothes. Now, anything outside of that, that can be your responsibility. That should be all of it should be your responsibility. And whatever Glorilla gives should be a bonus. In my thoughts, in my mind, that should be a bonus. We're not talking about no little kids, y'all. This is grown people. And then she also, I saw a video where she was talking about that Glorilla has two of their brothers living with her, and she said, and they're working like a slave. No, they're probably working for their living. They're working. You can't expect anybody to give you anything for free. If that's your thought, if you think that you're going to go through this world and not give anything, that you just take, that's exactly what your life is going to look like. A whole bunch of things being taken from you, because what are you putting into it? Now, this young woman then went and aired out all of this mess when I don't know Glorilla personally, but I just can't see someone knowing that their family is hurting and not helping them. In my mind, what I think probably happened is Glorilla said, no, I'm cutting off this doggone money tree because I can't go outside and pick money off of a tree. I got to go on stage and do what I do. I got to actually work for this money. I don't think that I just can't wrap my mind around that she would just not do anything for her family. I just can't. I think that she probably got tired of it because remember, she's working now, but she still needs to live later. So she can't go out buying all of this stuff. If she does, that's money mismanagement. And she doesn't want to do that because she's not going to be able to do what she does forever. She's going to have to change the course somewhere down the line, and she's going to have money to be able to do that. So yeah, her net worth, the sister is like, I look at her net worth every day and I get mad. Why? That is a blessing. Look at her net worth and think, man, that's a possibility. You may not be a Glorilla, but you may be able to be a supervisor at FedEx. Big Mike said, I would give her siblings a job. Right. And that's what a lot of these industry people do instead of giving a handout, because if you give a handout, they're going to keep coming back with the handout. But if you position them to be able to make money for themselves and build a life for themselves, then I think that's winning. I think that's winning. Don't come to me expecting because you feel entitled. Entitled to what? And the interviewer went on to say, well, what did you help her with? Were you up with her late nights while she was doing her thing? Were you helping her when she was trying to make it in the industry? For anybody who feels entitled just because y'all got the same blood, I'm sorry, but you are so mistaken. That is not how life is. You are truly mistaken. You can't get by gimme. I remember my mother used to say, gimme got and I'm her sister stingy. That's what I think Glorilla needs to say. Listen, this money that I got right now, this has to last my entire lifetime. I have to continuously put money in. So yeah, I might have $1 million, but what are my bills looking like this month? You know what I mean? For the next 5 years. Because if I'm not working, I'm not getting any money. I think a lot of people look at the dollar amount and they're like, oh, what I would do if I had that. But you need to be able to manage that money. Big Mike said a lot of times the family think they're privileged. And that's what I think is the issue. That privilege. There's no privilege over here. Be my family. That's all. Be my family. And let's work it out like that. I think that this sister was so wrong on multiple levels. Multiple levels. She was wrong. Now, I also wanted to talk about, now this is a little bit heavier news, y'all. I wanted to talk about what's going on with Nike and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC. The EEOC is a federal agency that enforces workplace discrimination, y'all, under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. Right now, it's probing Nike over allegations. Now, this is ludicrous to me, but it's happening, y'all. They're probing Nike over allegations that some of the company's DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, may have resulted in unlawful discrimination against white employees, y'all. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. When I first saw that there were suits being drawn up for discrimination against white men, I thought it was AI. I truly did. I thought it was AI and someone had created that mess, but no. The agency alleges that Nike may have engaged in a pattern or practice of disparate treatment in areas like hiring, promotions, mentoring, leadership development, layoffs, and separation decisions. The subpoena requests internal data going back several years, y'all. Like they are serious about this, including how Nike used race and ethnicity, y'all, in decisions and demographic goals tied to executive compensation and workforce representation. Now, what's that saying to me as I'm reading it? It's saying, oh, demographic goals. Let's market to the people who purchase Nike the most. Let's market to those people. Oh, a lot of people that purchase Nike may have melanin in their skin. So let's make sure that marketing goes there. That's what it's reading to me, right? So Nike did not fully comply with the EEOC's information request, leading the agency to file an enforcement action, y'all, in federal court. Like they are really serious about this, alleging that white people have been discriminated against. This is like, I feel like I am in a movie right now, even reading that. So a federal judge has asked Nike to show why the EEOC subpoena should not be enforced. And their deadline is March 16th, y'all. Nike is insisting that they have been cooperating, saying that the EEOC's actions are surprising and an unusual escalation. The company claims that it has provided thousands of pages of information and is continuing to engage with the agency. That's what's being reported by Fox News, everybody. Now, what's the significance of this, y'all, it isn't just about Nike. It's a flashpoint to the broader national debate over DEI. The current Trump-aligned EEOC leadership, the agency is taking a more aggressive stance on reverse discrimination claims, y'all. Like they truly are saying that there are some white people that have been discriminated against, actively encouraging white workers to come forward if they believe they have faced discrimination. Now, as this is going on, y'all, I'm like, well, if the white people feel like they have been discriminated against, what does that say for the Black people or the other cultures and ethnicities that's in there? What does that say? Because the last I knew, y'all, many times, if you're Black, they want you to get back. I'm going to say it again. Many times, it's been my personal experience that if you are Black, they want you to stay back. So where is the discrimination at? This, y'all, we need to pay attention to this. We really, really need to pay attention to what's going on because it's a flashpoint to a broader national debate over DEI programs. If they push this and they win, I'm scared to think what that may look like. I am really scared to think what that may look like. Reverse discrimination. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. I do know that y'all stay diligent. Stay diligent and keep your eyes wide open because this is real. This is real. I also want y'all to get out if there's voting um, in your area, those local elections. Make sure y'all get out and do that. Okay, please and thank you. Because if we want any change, we're going to have to start local. We're going to have to start right at home and demand that they pay attention to our needs and express those needs to the higher ups. Because what's going on right now, Big Mike said, there's a side of me that says, how does it feel? And the other side say it's wrong. Right. Because listen, if you black, you've been taught that you got to stay back. Honestly, a lot of times we have to work much harder just to get what we get, and it's many times it's much lower than our white counterparts. So how they're saying discrimination, how? I'm wondering if more black people are going to come forward and say, well, shoot, we've been discriminated against. Sometimes it's so subtle that you don't even realize that you're being discriminated against. And depending on where you are, the discrimination can be severe for other people. Yeah. Let me see. I talked about Tyra. Make sure y'all check out Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model. I started watching. I'm going to finish watching it today. So just chopping it up. This isn't celebrity gossip, y'all. I just like to tap into what's going on in the world so that we are all aware. That is the goal, to just promote more intentionality about living our lives and how we live our lives and making sure that we're paying attention to what's going on, because we may not think it affects us, but it does. So, all right. Let me know what y'all like me to talk about in the next segment. I'm going to be back on, more than likely it'll be this coming Wednesday, if not sooner. I have fun doing this, and it makes me like, this is a part of who I am. And the more I get on and do this, the better I feel. It's not always easy, y'all. It's not always easy, but I did make some changes you guys are going to be seeing, so that now when we talk about certain things, you're going to see that pop up, like world news. When I say world news and entertainment, everybody, I'm so proud of myself. That's going to pop up because this platform is not just going to be about local news. I want it to be worldwide news, because at the end of the day, what's going on around the world affects all of us. All right. So, everybody, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. I want to thank you. What's your go-to songs? What's your go-to songs when you are just so happy and in the spirit? It's whatever pops in my head. It's really whatever pops in my head. But there are some songs that I love listening to when I'm in a good mood. And I know today is going to be a wonderful, 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 wonderful day, everybody, because God is good. I'm manifesting some things, y'all. I got notes for the interviews that I am manifesting. I'm not even going to tell y'all who it is that a few people I'm manifesting, okay? a few people that I am manifesting. Um, yeah. So today, word of the day is manifest. Okay. So I want y'all all to manifest the life that you are going to love to live. Let me go ahead and put that in here. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been so long since I did this. Welcome to look at that. Welcome to the Vette Green Show. Oh, if y'all want to hit that cash app, you can also hit that cash app. Hit that cash app. Hit that cash app. And make sure y'all are also following us on Instagram. It's at Green Links. Actually, that is wrong. It's Green Links World Entertainment. So let me, how do I, because I just recently changed that. Yeah, so it's Green Links World, because I want everything to be the same across the board. Entertainment. So I want everything to be the same across the board. Oh, this is really nice. Okay. So how does it take? Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Yeah. So today's word of the day is manifest, because that's what it is that we are doing. We are manifesting a life that we love. And every day, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And every day that we have the ability to wake up, um, that's another chance to do what it is that we have been purposely purposed to do. Hello, my darling. How are you this morning? That is another day to do what it is that we want to do. So um, I want to thank you to everybody, even if you are watching a replay. Thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and or like button, because it helps the algorithm. If you are watching right now and you haven't hit that like button or subscribe button, you may not be able to join the conversation next time, or you may have to look around for the Vette Green Show. So instead of doing that, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, okay? Y'all, I love y'all long life, and I appreciate y'all for joining me today. Today. All right, y'all. I had something else that I wanted to say, but even if you're not watching me right now, y'all, I hope you watch with me later. But either way, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day on purpose. Love you long life.